Welcome to the Vector Garden. Have you heard that you can rename an AI file to PDF to make it open in Inkscape or Affinity Designer? Or maybe you have also heard that you can rename a PDF to make it look like it's been created in Illustrator. Let's take a look at these and see if that's possible, and let's take a look at why some people believe that this is true. First of all, we need to check out how Illustrator saves a file. I've made a longer video about it. I'm going to link it in the description of this video. So let's save this file. This is just a plain vector file. So let's go to View, Outline, and you see these are just paths. And we're going to save as and save this into my folder here. And I'm going to just save this. So we need to give it a name, and then we need to check out the format. This is going to be an AI file. Then when we have done this, there are the options. Now maybe you have never seen these options because you just don't use Illustrator, or maybe you do not take notice and just click on OK. But these options are actually important because in here that myth came a thing. So we've got this option, create PDF compatible file, and that does all the magic. I'm going to leave it on because it's the default. So let's go to OK. And let's do that one more time. So I'm going to save as, and now I'm going to turn that off. So just that. Okay, let's take a look at these two files. And you see the one without the PDF is slightly smaller, just slightly, just 100K. You might get into situations where when you compare these two kinds of saving a file, that the second one is actually way smaller. And that's when you have placed a lot of images, or when you have used a lot of raster effects, or when you have a lot of transparency. And now we're going to first open these files. So let's go here. They are both AI files, so you would think, I cannot open them. So let's go to Affinity Designer. And in here, I'm going to open. There's my folder. And you see these two are visible, both of them. So let's first go to the normal one. And I'm going to click on Open. And you see Affinity Designer can just open that. So there's no need to rename it. It can just open it. And we see the preview. We've got the PDF options. So it looks like Affinity Designer thinks it's a PDF, and it thinks that because what Illustrator does when you save PDF compatible is it embeds a complete PDF file into the AI file. Affinity Designer detects that PDF file and it just opens it, and there it is. Let's go to View and set the view mode to wireframe. And you see there we've got all the paths, so this is just usable. Let's go to that vector again, like so. And then let's check out the other one. So without PDF. Now, as we now know, when we saved the other one, Illustrator embedded a full PDF into it. So obviously with this, it didn't do that. So what will Affinity Designer do? It opens the PDF options, but it shows us this. So let's open that. And in here, Affinity Designer tells us, well, there is no PDF content in it. So in that case, here, renaming is just not necessary because Affinity Designer knows that there's a PDF inside and it can open it. And here, renaming it would not have changed anything. So actually we can try that. So let's go in here and let's rename it. Let's rename it PDF, and let's see if Affinity Designer does anything different. So here, and you see the same thing will happen. So when there's no PDF inside, then that's that. You would have to ask for a file that you can open. Let's cancel. Let's go to Inkscape. And again, I'm going to open. And you see there we have those files. Let's go to the normal one first. And again, we get PDF import settings. So Inkscape as well discovers that there is a PDF inside that AI file, and I can open that. Let's go to OK. There is the file. And we still have that outline view. So let's go to the normal view. All the paths are there. We can edit that and all is fine. Let's take a look at the other one. So without PDF, it's already named to PDF. Let's open it. And you see, same situation as in Affinity Designer. So when the AI file has been saved as a real native file without PDF, then it's lost. You cannot change that. You see, just that text, nothing more. Now let's take a look at the other way around. I have created a file in Inkscape that uses a path effect here. So we've got a power stroke on it that makes a variable width. And you see, this is a live effect that can be changed. You can also change the width here. So that is fully editable. And then we have this one. This is a mesh and it has some transparency in it. And we've got a gradient here also with some transparency. That causes some interactions that could be important for someone who expects an Illustrator file from you. When I would ask for an Illustrator file, then I would expect that this is all editable. Let's see if you can cheat me. Let's go to export and then go into the list here and check out the PDF, because Inkscape cannot export an AI file. So this is all we can get. And then let's go to the document, of course. Okay. Let's just change this to transparent, like so, and let's export it like this. Okay. And now I'm going to Illustrator and I'm going to open that. This file here, let's open it. And you see, we already get some issues. So this is not editable, and the other one as well. And that doesn't look right. But I'm going to close that and we're going into the folder and let's change this to AI. Like so. We got a nice preview, so maybe that helps. And I'm just going to double click it. And you see again, we get the same dialog box. We get PDF objects. So that gives it away that this is not a real AI file. Now, it could have happened that while sending that via email, it got corrupted, and then I would ask again for that file. But in this case, that wouldn't change anything. So let's check out what will give it away. And in Illustrator, you would look in the Layers panel, and then you would find constructions like this. There are a lot of groups and clip groups and clipping paths and non-native art and all of that. And that is a thing where anyone would notice, well, this is not an AI file. And then also we have this path and it got expanded. So it's not variable width, editable with the variable width tool. Let's take a look at Affinity Designer. And we've got the same situation. We've also used some gradients that simply do not exist in Illustrator. So this is just a radial gradient, but this is a conical gradient. And again, we've got some variable width stroke. So let's go to export and let's check the PDF for print. And you see, this will flatten it. So this is not good. What you can try is if you get better results with digital high quality or the like, but let's just check out PDF for print. There is a setting that can keep the advanced features, so allow advanced features. And this tries to keep a lot of stuff editable. And that's that. So we're going to rasterize nothing, and maybe that keeps a lot more editable. So let's go to export and test is okay. There's no other file of that name. So let's go in here. And then let's go to Illustrator and open that as well. So here is test PDF. And again, you see, this will give it away. And then we have this situation here. And this will finally give it away. The gradients do look different because Affinity Designer didn't rasterize them. So it applied a different kind of gradient to them. And it didn't even keep that radial gradient, although Illustrator supports these. So the PDF format has to convert a lot of stuff that are then gone. And we're going to test it as well with this one. So let's just go in here and rename that to AI, like this. And then let's open that again, but same issue. So some things already happened when exporting that as a PDF, and other things happen when you import that PDF into Illustrator. Now, how can you get out of that situation? Now, in some cases with Inkscape, you might get better results when saving as SVG for Illustrator. So when you have some constructions, like you have some groups inside and you have maybe some layers set up, then you can try and keep that kind of hierarchy in the file when saving that as an SVG that then can be opened in Illustrator. The SVG will only be available for RGB, but Inkscape is RGB only anyway at the moment, so that doesn't make a lot of change in there. Now, as for native and not so native files, we've got an interesting situation in Inkscape as well. So let's go to Save As. And in here you see that we actually have two different kinds of SVGs. SVG is a standardized file format, and it is Inkscape's native file format. But Inkscape does a lot of things that are not supported by the standard. So the path effects, for instance, are not supported by the SVG standard. So if you want to keep your Inkscape SVGs fully editable, then always save an Inkscape SVG. And of course, you cannot round trip it. So if you then hand it to your web developer who might introduce some code into it using a different application than Inkscape, then you might actually lose some of the stuff that Inkscape did. So be very careful with your workflows and your file formats and test that out thoroughly before actually building your workflow.